ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜ਼ਿਟ ਆਪਰੇਟਰਸ ਤੇ ਵਧ ਰਹੇ ਹਮਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਦਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਾ ਬਣੇ ਪਏ ਨੇ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਰੋਜ਼ਮਰਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਓ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜ਼ਿਟ ਆਪਰੇਟਰ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਸ ਚਲਾਣੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਕੁ ਸੌਖੀ ਜਾਂ ਔਖੀ ਹੈ।
Every day that a driver goes out there, it's for the safety of the driver and the passengers. If you're driving your bus and someone is assaulting you or even yelling and screaming, and every driver in the city gets yelled at probably once a day at the very least. When you're driving a 40-foot vehicle and you've got to be aware of everything that's going on. I mean, it's not just our safety, it's the safety of everybody else that's on the bus that's important. But nobody deserves to go to work and have themselves feel threatened by somebody that gets on the bus. So I would say every single day you come in contact with somebody who threatens you.
So by wearing this on your shirt every day, what impact is it having? What do you feel when the people see it?
Oh, I don't think it has any impact. I don't think they see it. I don't think they care. I just think it's a nice button and it looks good, but other than that, occasionally somebody will ask you, but it really doesn't have that much impact. I think, Coast Mountain Bus and TransLink have a police force and a security force. I think that the presence of those people on our bus would have more impact than a button.
I drive out of Richmond, and the problems don't seem to be there as strongly as they are in the other areas of the city where my brothers and sisters are driving. Downtown Vancouver and East Side and parts of Surrey are very difficult from what I've heard from my brothers and sisters. So I feel safe coming to work. There are times when I'm a little bit on edge, but it's rare in the area I drive.
And do you think it's a thankless job what you're doing?
I think that people don't really take into consideration what we're really facing with, because they're only on for 15 or 20 minutes. We're driving for 8, sometimes 10 hours a day, and just that one incident that can happen over a period of time all day long, 5 days a week. So sometimes they're a little bit thankful, sometimes they don't really, it doesn't even faze them.
ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਫੇਅਰ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਡਰੰਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ। ਜਿੰਨਾ ਜੇ ਚੁੱਪ ਕਰੇ ਰਹੋ, ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚੋਂ।
ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਓਵਰ ਦ ਈਅਰਸ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਲਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ 18 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ।
18 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁਣ ਖਤਰਾ ਵੱਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਇਹਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ?
ਇਹਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਪਾਸਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਈ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਖਰਾਬ, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਹਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਕਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਅੱਗੇ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਚੰਗੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ।
If you don't have experience in bringing down situations, you can be in a lot of trouble. Or if you let situations annoy you consistently all day, like the traffic building up or people just irritating you, you're in trouble. If you can't pull yourself down and get to a nice even level, or be able to talk to the passengers, I think most people just want to be respected. They want to be heard and they want to be respected, and they want to know that you're paying attention to them. If you can give them that, generally it will bring down the situation and make it more manageable. But that's certainly not something the company has ever given us.
And is it always the fault of the passenger, you feel?
Is it always the fault of the passenger? No, absolutely not. I think it's both faults. Both people are involved in this relation that's happening. And if the driver isn't prepared to de-escalate it, and the passenger is bringing it up, and they obviously want to, well, yeah, no, sometimes it's a passenger, sometimes it's a driver.
When we talk about the safety of a transit operator, what do you feel, what should be done?
ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਰੀਅਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕਰਨੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ। ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੰਮ 'ਤੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਆ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹਦਾ ਨਾ ਡਰ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ 'ਤੇ ਥੁੱਕ ਜਾਣਾ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਸੁੱਟ ਦੇਣੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਮੁੱਕਾ ਮਾਰ ਦੇਣਾ।
ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਕਈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜ਼ਿਟ ਆਪਰੇਟਰਸ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਸੋਲੂਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ, ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਹੋਰ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ?
ਹੋਰ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਇਹੀ ਬੈਸਟ ਸੋਲੂਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਾਓ। ਬਾਕੀ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜੀ ਚੱਕਰ ਇਹ ਆ there is almost 3,000 drivers, so you can't make everybody, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ।
ਰਾਈਟ।
ਸੋ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਪੈਣਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ। ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੈਸਟ। ਬਾਕੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕਰਨ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਸਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਐਸਡ ਆ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੱਚ ਨਾ ਕਰੋ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਬਿਹੇਵੀਅਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਟ ਬਿਹੇਵੀਅਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਬਰਦਾਸ਼ਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ।
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗੀਆਂ ਸੱਟਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਤਬਾਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ। ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਬਗੈਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਵਕੀਲ ਤੋਂ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਖਰਚੇ ਵੀ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਲਓਗੇ, ਸੱਟਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਲਾਜ ਵੀ ਕਰਾ ਲਓਗੇ ਤੇ ICBC ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਕ ਦੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਲਓਗੇ। ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣੋ, ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਉੱਠਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਕੌਣ ਦੇਊਗਾ? ਧਾਮੀ ਨਾਰੰਗ ਐਂਡ ਕੰਪਨੀ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 604-864-6131।
Well, we're really concerned about the increasing number of assaults on our operators. I mean, our members go to work and they have families and they want to come home safe and sound after a day at work. And, we're seeing a lot of assaults increasing and, we're really concerned that there somehow seems to be something out there where people can touch the operators. They shouldn't be touching our members. And if they do commit crimes against our members, they should be sentenced appropriately.
So how are you taking up this issue with the management?
Well, we're certainly raising the profile of it. We're working with them. We're working with the transit police, but we think more needs to be done. We think, there's a bill right now before the House on changing the definition of sentencing to include whether or not someone is a public transit operator, public transportation operator. We think that the criminal code needs to be amended and that all the politicians should support that. We're also trying to work with the employer and WorkSafe BC on making sure that they're doing everything appropriate to make sure our members are safe at work. That might involve some training, looking actively at barriers to see whether or not that's a solution. I mean, our members like interacting with the public and they want to make sure they can do that, but they also want to make sure that they're safe at work.
So regarding this bill, what has been the response from the political parties?
Well, I mean, we haven't really, seen the response that we wanted to see. We think the Conservative government should take this thing forward right away. They like to talk about their law and order platform, and we see no reason why this shouldn't become law right away. We know the Liberal Party sponsored it, and we know the NDP has put forward some bills in the past. For us, this isn't a partisan issue. It's not an issue of one political party or another. It's just simply an issue of public safety, and we should just get on with it and get that law passed.
Do you think enough is being done by the management to look into this aspect? And as far as transit police is also concerned, they had launched a campaign, an awareness campaign. So what all more can be done?
Well, it's very simple that, the transit operators go to work to come home safe. They are public servants. They're doing a very important job. They're making sure that everyone else can get to work. And it's simply not fair, not just that they're at fear now because of a very small number of people who are thinking that they're just a punching bag. Our members are not punching bags. They are important public servants and they should be treated that way. And we want the members of the public to report any incidents they see. There's a new text message number that they can send to. And we just want the whole public to help cooperate and make sure that these rogue elements out there just realize it's just completely socially unacceptable to even think about touching one of our members.
Every 2.5 days, one operator is getting assaulted. And if it was taken seriously by the government and the court and the management, this wouldn't have happened.
So what's their alternative?
Our main demand is we do not want to be assaulted. And the only way that's going to happen if the courts and the government, they follow the rules and they give us the status like any other government worker. If they get assaulted, the person will be charged and they will go to jail. And if those people, they know there are consequences, then these assaults will not happen.
Well, the statistics right now are sitting at about 45 assaults. Those are criminal assaults against transit operators. Last year we had 134, and we see that as a significant increase this year over last year. And the concern for Unifor is, and I think regionally across the country, for all transit unions that are out there, no operator should be going home with loose teeth or blood pouring out of their nose. It's really an egregious assault against society as a whole, and our position is we've had enough.
So how are you taking up this issue with the management, and is the management doing enough?
Management's not doing enough. Currently, right now, any program that's in place is a placebo program. It's not something that is substantial enough to really create a safe environment. We're looking at barriers, we're looking at legislative changes, we're looking at training for our membership, and none of those are immediately forthcoming from the employer, and they have a responsibility to do that. So we're going after WCB to see if WCB can play a part in forcing the employer to create a safer workplace for us.
And the deliberations which you have been having with the management, has it had some impact? Are they working on this, or still, as you said, not much has been done?
Not much has been done. You know, the text program that's been put in place by Transit Police, 877-777, that number is not something that we can monitor to find out whether people are using it or not. And it certainly does take away the stats that would be available for the unions to have. So we have no way of measuring whether it's being used or not. The program's not been completely implemented in the workplace. The identification to it isn't in place yet. And that shows us that there's not a lot of effort by the employer, by Coast Mountain Bus Company, to actually do something tangible with real meat and potatoes. It's just, like I said earlier, a placebo program, and any effort that they're doing is with half measures only.
It's strange that crisis management programs are not being offered neither by Unifor nor by the management also. And this is what, when we talked to the transit operators, they were concerned. Some of them who had their previous experience, they can utilize that, but for a common new person, they do not know how to handle the situation. So what do you feel about it? What needs to be done?
Well, I disagree with one part of that. Unifor Local 111 and the Education Committee within are currently right now on the threshold of presenting a conflict resolution course for our members.
Okay.
That's something that we will be able to tangibly give to them if a member is experiencing problems in the workforce with relationship to passengers. We'll be able to call them in, and they'll be able to attend a course, a day course, on developing tools that will help them deal better with those issues that arise in the workplace. The employer also has a program like that, but it's usually associated to discipline. So it's an after-the-fact measure. We're looking for something more proactive, something ahead of the game. So we're doing that. We wish the employer would be as proactive and do that. They have the responsibility, and it's a real shame that our union is having to undertake that in place of what the company should be providing.
Tougher sentence ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਨਾ like repeat offender. One person has over 100 charges.
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ.
And he still rides the bus. And he even doesn't even ask for a ride. He just walk on, and if operator asks for something, or spit at them, swear at them. ਜਦੋਂ ਉੱਤਰ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਬੱਸੋਂ ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ੇ ਤੇ ਮਾਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. You know, I mean,
so despite being a repeated offender, there is no stopping him from coming on the bus.
No.
ਹੁਣ ਟਫਰ ਪੈਨਲਟੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਟਫਰ ਸੈਂਟੈਂਸਸ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ, ਪਰ ਯੂਨੀਅਨਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅਪੋਜ਼ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਆਈਆਂ ਨੇ. ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਯੂਨੀਅਨ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆਈ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਫਰ ਸੈਂਟੈਂਸਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਬਟ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਹਾਈਂਡ ਦ ਬਾਰਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਯੂਨੀਅਨਸ ਦੇ ਅਗੇਂਸਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ?
ਨਹੀਂ, ਯੂਨੀਅਨ ਨੇ ਕਦੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਪੀਟ ਅਫੈਂਡਰ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲਸ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੈਂਟੈਂਸ ਨਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ. ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਲੋਕ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੈਂਟੈਂਸ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ. ਦੇ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਪੇ ਪੇ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਟਾਈਮ.
ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਬੱਸ ਡਰਾਈਵਰਸ ਨੂੰ. ਤਾਂ ਮੇਨ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਟਫਰ ਸੈਂਟੈਂਸਸ.
ਕੋਈ ਰੇਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਾਰਨ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਵੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਦਸਤਾਰਧਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਰਾਊਨ ਸਕਿਨ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ.
ਨਹੀਂ, ਰੇਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਰੇਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ. ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਰੋਡ ਹੀ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ
ਓਕੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ